Ladies and gentlemen, in my 8+ years of playing this game, I have never seen this happen before. Let's jump right into it. So Marvel Future Fight is planning to update and improve some of the daily purchase rewards that we're used to seeing and we're used to talking about for years now. The Tony Stark Stash specifically, or commonly known as the Stark Stash, the 30 Biosub, the 30 X-Gene sub, and then the daily boost point sub. These are all subscriptions that you have to buy with money. So I know for those of you that are pure free to play that this doesn't affect you, but even if you were going to just purchase something one time, right, a one-time purchase so that you could unlock the VIP 1 benefits, this video has massive implications for you because it makes it easier now than ever to unlock at least the VIP 1, if not the VIP 2 rewards, where you can change the world boss of the day. This is a huge quality of life thing. It does cost gold, so it does have a sink, but changing your world boss of the day, especially once you start to unlock different world boss legends, massively increases the amount of resources, and especially tier 4 resources, you can farm. And I can say this confidently, having watched the rewards increase from Null up to Gene and Kang. So let's get into the details here. The Tony Stark Stash, the 20 Biometrics, 20 Gene subs, and Daily Boost products that are currently on sale will not be available after the 25th maintenance. So we now know for sure also that there's a confirmed update happening on the 25th. That's next Tuesday, and that's going to be an update that has about 8 hours of maintenance downtime. So we haven't seen sneak peeks for it yet, but we should be seeing sneak peeks very, very soon. I'm guessing tonight. Now, if you already bought one of these items, and you're still receiving the benefit, you're still going to receive the benefit. So product benefits already in effect will still be received after the product sale ends. They're not ending the sale of the product to get rid of it. They're ending the sale of these products because they're going to be offering better versions of them for the same price. So this is what's really cool about it, and something I've literally never seen before. So the 4 products above will be renewed with new components, like new rewards, after the July updates, and here are the details. So they're getting rid of the Stark Stash that gives you 200 crystals immediately and 75 crystals daily for $4 US. This is always listed in US prices. And now it's going to be 440 crystals immediately and then 80 crystals daily for 28 days. Now, you have to do a little bit of math here. I know it's kind of boring. Just bear with me. If you do 75 times 30, you get 2,250. If you do 80 times 28, you get 2,240. So it's actually 10 crystals less. Okay, it's actually fewer crystals if you just look at the daily crystals, because you're increasing it by 5, but you're lowering the days by 2. However, this up here, they're giving you an extra 240 crystals up front. So whereas the old Stark Stash would give you 2250 plus 200, which would give you a total of 2,450 crystals for the current Stark Stash that we've been getting for years now. The new Stark Stash is going to give you 80 times 28, which is 2,240, but then you add 440 and it gives you 2,680. So if you minus 2,450 from that, you get an additional 230. So it's not a huge amount of crystals, but the new Stark Stash, the MK2 Stark Stash, is going to give you 230 crystals more over the span of the 28 days. So you get more crystals for the same price in less time. That's the other thing. That's the other thing you have to consider. It's in less time. So you'll eventually catch up, right? Because 28 days over and over and over again. If you buy it continuously, you eventually catch up, and you'll be able to buy it like again, whereas the 30-day one would still be in its previous cycle. So this is great because it's the same price. But what's really great about it that I think a lot of people aren't talking about is that the given upon immediate purchase, right? The amount here, that's where the majority of the crystals are coming from, and they're more than doubling it. Now that's important because when you purchase a Stark Stash, that affects the VIP. So a lot of people wonder about this. They're like, okay, I've never purchased anything before, Alex. If I just want to get to VIP 1, what is the cheapest thing that I can buy? And normally our suggestion to players is just wait for the mini relay or the mini shops here and just purchase the mini crystals. This is the cheapest way to get to VIP 1 because it gives you 200 crystals, which is the exact amount that you need to get to VIP 1, which is also the exact amount that the old Stark Stash used to give you. I say old because it's going to be gone. It's obsolete as of, 6 days from now. However, right, and I know this is cheaper than the Stark Stash. The Stark Stash is $4 US. This is $1 US. I know it says 140, but that's Canadian, okay? So it is 4 times more expensive. But now instead of giving you 200 crystals, it gives you 440 crystals. What this means as well is that for players that only buy Stark Stash, if you're only a Stark Stash player, you're going to improve. You're gonna gain VIP twice as fast, even though you're not spending any money, because the daily amount is never added to your VIP, and it's never added to your VIP. But the immediate amount is added to the VIP. So this is really big for Stark Stash only players, like very low spenders. This is just a huge buff. This is a huge bonus to your enjoyment of the game, and you literally don't have to spend any more money. So this is great. For the other ones, it's good. It's not as good for the other ones, so I really didn't want to spend too much time talking about them. I really wanted to just focus on the Stark Stash because it's great. One of the reasons why I've always defended Marvel Future Fight as a game that is very low spender friendly and is not as pay to win as other games is because of the Stark Stash. The Stark Stash, in my opinion, literally gave Marvel Future Fight enough steam and gave the game enough of a head start to last and to really break through that 2-3 year dull period and with sustained sales in order for it to be where it is now. I genuinely think if the Stark Stash had never existed and something of similar value didn't exist, that the game would be dead, straight up. So I don't think it's the only thing that is, I don't think that's the only thing that we can credit with Marvel Future Fight's continued success and sustained popularity, but I think it's a big part. I think it's a big part. Very few games give you value like this, even nowadays, right? Like very few games give you value like this 8 years ago in 2015 when this game came out. Very few games were doing this, and I saw this even when I didn't have very much money, and I was just working a job and playing this game on the side before I had a YouTube channel. I was like, they're gonna give me all of this. They're gonna give me like $25 worth of crystals for $5. They're giving me 5 times the value, and I just have to wait a month. I was so confused. I was like, if this is how mobile games is, like, this is okay. I can deal with this. And at that time, I hated mobile games, and I hated the idea of spending on games more than once because I was coming from PC gaming. I was coming from like Diablo 2 and Team Fortress 2 and stuff like that. And I actually bought Team Fortress 2 before it became free to play. So eat that, Steam lovers. But anyways, yeah, Stark Stash is awesome, and it's getting even more awesome. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the 20 Biosub, they're basically not increasing the crystals, but they are increasing everything else. So this is actually still really good if you're a low to medium spender and you still have a lot of premium characters to unlock, or you want to stockpile premium bios for a future uniform of your favorite character, like let's say Namor or I don't know, Morbius or some shit like that. You're gonna get more now. You're gonna get more for the same. So same price, but you just get more now. So you still get the 300 crystals immediately. You get a 6-star random hero chest, which is not bad. It can be up to 256 bios of a random character. You get some XP chips, which is meaningless, but then you get 30 bios instead of 20 bios a day, and you get it for 28 days instead of 30. So again, it's more bios. It's 2 less days. It's two fewer days. But if you do 20 times 30, which is the old formula, you get 600 bios. If you do 30 times 28, it's 840 bios. So for the same price, they're giving you an extra 240 bios. That's pretty big. That's half. I think that's the amount of bios you need, or very close to the amount of bios you need for the legendary upgrade on a uniform, and it's half of what you need for the mythic. And 240 bios honestly should cover you for a character's gears nowadays from 15 to 20, and it may also cover you for their tier 2 enhancement, right? So it almost gives you an extra character. If you have the rank up tickets, it gives you an extra character that you can unlock to tier 2. So that's pretty nice. They're doing the exact same thing for the X Gene sub. So again, it's just better value for the same price. And then they're giving you now for the daily boost, they're giving you the 6-star hero chest and the level 5 XP chips, which is whatever. But instead of 100 boost points daily, they're giving you 120 for 28 days. So again, under the old formula, you're getting 100 boost points every day for 30 days. So you're getting 3,000 boost points over the course of a month. But now they're giving you 120 times 28. So they're giving you 3,360. So they're giving you 360 more boost points overall for the same amount of time, or for less time for the same price. Now, the boost point thing I find a little bit less valuable because of the way that boost points are used. So the boost point sub, it triggers every day, and most people will just go into GBR, right? They're just going to go into GBR. They're going to pop their boost points. They're going to go into GBR, and then they're just going to use the boost points here, right? They're just going to use the boost points. As you can see, for Dormammu specifically, it's 40 boost points for every tier of rewards. So when you have 100, you can only go to +3, and you're going to have 20 boost points left over because you have your natural 100 and then you minus 80. Now with the old boost point sub, you would get an extra 100, and I can just simulate this for you guys now. Okay, let's pretend I had the boost point sub. Okay, don't do this. Don't spend crystals. With the old boost point sub, you'd be able to go to 120, then 160, then 200. So with the old boost point stub, it would be a very clean 6x. So every day you would be able to do one run of GBR with a 6x, and you'd be able to get like 120 to 130 Soul of the Faltine. So you can almost get the full day's worth with just one run. With the new boost point sub, it's giving you an extra 20 boost points, but you're just going to pop that whole amount because it's going to be one boost point thing that you click to get 120. You're going to pop that, and you're going to have the same problem as before, where you're going to have 220, but you won't be able to press because it needs 40 more boost points. So it doesn't actually solve any problem. It doesn't actually improve it anything. You're still gonna only be able to go to ×6 once a day with your boost point sub. So I think this one's probably the worst in my opinion. I think they should have made it 140. I think if they had made it 140 and they had reduced it to like whatever 26 days or 25 days, I think that would have been even better, because then it would give you a ×7 for GBR. I really think they should have considered GBR, because my guess is the vast majority of players are using their boost points like this, and the new boost point sub just doesn't represent an increase in value, so it's not going to gain, you're not going to gain any new subscribers for that. Now everyone who already buys these is going to keep buying them, because it's just like, oh, I just get more value now. Like, it, you know, psychologically it's hard to say no to more value for the same price. But if you're thinking of buying the boost point sub because it's better than it was before, it's not. It's really not better than before. It's literally exactly the same for all intents and purposes. The only thing is, with the new boost point sub, because you'll have 20 boost points left over when you do a 6x in GBR, you'll regenerate back to 100 boost points a little bit faster, right? Like 1/5 of the time faster, because you're starting from 20 instead of starting from 0. But otherwise it's useless. So yeah, anywho, that's the video. That's the announcement there. They make it very clear that the prices are not going up, so don't worry about that. But hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this. We'll have a sneak peek soon, guys, so we'll get to the juicy content hopefully. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.